Hi everyone, I'm John. Today I'll be reviewing two books, Shards of Honor and Barrayar. Together they form the duology of Cordelia's Honor. This is the first two books in the Miles Vorkosigan series. They don't talk about the main character Miles. In this case, they talk about Miles's mother, Cordelia. Okay, let's start off with Shards of Honor. It was originally published in 1986, making this quite old by modern standards, but I'm happy to say that this holds up by modern standards. This is a sci-fi classic, I call it in space opera mold, with romantic overtones. The main plot arc of the book is the romance between Cordelia and her future husband, Aurel Vorkosigan. I did not find the romance to be overbearing. In fact, the main focus of the book was always laser-like on the sci-fi aspects of the story. The first act was Cordelia and Aurel are marooned together on a desert planet, and they are forced to cooperate to get things done. The second act, Cordelia and Aurel are on opposite sides of the war, and they're forced to fight one another, at least until political machinations occur and they have to cooperate once again. And the third act story takes place on Cordelia's homeworld, a beta colony, where she is forced to escape because she wants to return to be with Aurel, but her people think she's been mind-controlled into loving him. It's a weird plot, but it's cool. You should really check it out. Classic characters, like I said. Cordelia has a great action mom vibe. I really enjoyed the romance between her and Aurel. He is a very stiff, upper-crust, aristocratic warrior from a feudal society, which is really well written. Okay, let's move on to the second book in the series, Barrayar. This is another sci-fi classic. It was written at the same time as of Shards of Honor, but when it was originally published, it was cut in half and split into two books. And frankly, this was a spectacular choice. Barrayar is very well paced. It has a great plot. It has really great characters. In particular, I'd like to single out the character of Bothari in this book. He also occurred in the first book in this series, Shards of Honor, but he really bloomed and came into his own in this book. Bothari has some sort of unnamed mental difficulty that makes him sometimes hear voices, really gives him an unstable personality, and lets people take advantage of him. It was great having him as that despite his troubles, he's able to contribute, even though in the first book he was taken advantage of by the main villains. I liked that he had his chance to have a bit of redemption in this book. I'm really trying to not spoil anything. So yeah. I liked all the other side characters like Kuandru, the Empress, and Count Vorkosigan. They all had great character arcs. I was sad at points. Yeah, A+ work. Honestly, it's probably the best sci-fi book I've ever read. The only character I did not like was the primary antagonist. He really didn't have much time in the sun. He occurred in maybe like 3 scenes total. 2, I don't really know, but it wasn't much. His motivations were just ambition. He wasn't very cool. He didn't really stand out on his own. And finally, there's a third story in this called Aftermaths. It occurs between Shards of Honor and Barrayar. It stars 2 unimportant characters who never appear in any other books. But frankly, it's one of the best short stories I've ever read. It's very bittersweet. It's very poignant. You should check it out if you do read these books. Okay, that's it. See you later.